This is Into Beats 106.5 FM. Hello, this is Amy Botez here from PEPPED Productions again. What's going on with you this week? Well, I've been enjoying myself, lots to do. I've been putting together some short videos for social media. And lots of fun to be had, editing it all together and being creative with it. And they say that visual media is revolutionising the way we market these days, and so I really don't want to be left behind. And it's actually relatively easy to get the hang of once you've mastered the software. And, I quite like fiddling around with these things until I get it right. So, a little bit more about me, just in case you missed my programme last week. I'm a professional RADA-trained actress and communication coach, and I offer training and coaching to business professionals in everything from presentation skills to personal impact, say in meetings, to confidence building, to team building, anything to do with communication and making the most of who you are. We can help you with. We use physical, vocal and mental exercises to literally take a person from Clark Kent to Superman. Now, if you wondered how the average person can use acting techniques to become the best possible version of themselves, you're in luck, because for the next 7 weeks, I'll be sharing my top tips on how to act your way to success. After all, I believe that life is one long improvisation. And to nick a phrase from Shakespeare, all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. And as an actor, one thing that is always drummed into you when you're training is that you have to know what your character's objective is at all times. And this is a useful thing to remember when you're acting out your part in the theatre of life. So, many of us get distracted by the detail of our day-to-day lives, and we forget to focus on the overall objective. What is it that we're aiming for? What is our ultimate goal? What motivates us? And I think this is something that I've had to reevaluate in the last year or so, because a very dear friend of mine was diagnosed with cancer, and it brought everything really into sharp focus, because suddenly all my problems didn't seem to matter much. And I realised how very short life is. And we have to stop thinking of our lives as a dress rehearsal and start focusing on what we really want to achieve. And for many of us, including myself, this is a hard question to answer. So I would suggest trying to write down your short-term goals. And then by doing this, you'll reveal a common theme. And that common theme is usually what your objective is. Now that you've decided on what your overall objective is, you can aim for that in all situations. So say, for example, you're at a business networking meeting and you're trying to make some contacts. Now, this can be a daunting situation, but if you have a clearly defined overall objective, like, for example, mine is, I want to be creative and a good example to my daughter, you can hang on to that. Use that as a focus, rather than getting caught up in the nerves that you may be feeling in that moment. You can reevaluate how you're feeling, but then check to see whether this is going to really help you achieve your overall objective. Does feeling nervous help you achieve your goal? And in my case, the answer would be no. I want my daughter to see me as a strong, capable businesswoman who's able to be creative and successful, not a gibbering wreck. So this focus can give you strength and purpose and remind you why you're at the business networking meeting in the first place. And for some, their objective could be as simple as to be happy. And so it doesn't have to be fancy. Just use it as a way of focusing on what you really want to achieve out of your life. A way to navigate through the jungle of thoughts and activities that make up the great improvisation that we're all playing every day. And you can listen back to this segment on my website, which is www.peppedproductions.co.uk. And if you have any comments or you want to share something, please don't hesitate to follow me on Twitter at WeArePepped. And you can use the hashtag WeArePepped, that's PEPPED, or check us out on Facebook where we're listed as PEPPED Productions. This is coming from Into Beats 106.5 FM.